wraps up today for the Twins and the White Sox at Target Field. Minnesota is hoping for a series split. And the Twins come into this game 5 games behind Cleveland in the American League Central. Still very much in that race. The Indians now have won back-to-back games. This Twins-White Sox series on Fox Sports North is presented by North Dakota Tourism. Summer is short, fun is closer. Visit us at NorthDakotaLegendary.com. Good afternoon on a beautiful day from Target Field. I'm Marnie Gellner. It has been 2 steps forward, 2 steps back for this Twins team this season who just can't seem to get the surge that they need. Jake Odorizzi talked about it last night, saying that every time we seem to get going, there's a game that's just a wrench and it changes everything. And last night was a wrench. And here's what's frustrating. The Twins have not been able to take advantage of teams that they should be able to beat more than they have been, losing 2 of 3 in Kansas City before this homestand. A great weekend series against Cleveland, taking 3 of 4, but now here against the White Sox, the Twins have dropped 2 of their first 3. After the game last night, Paul Molitor expressed a little frustration.
You know, I try to be positive most times, but that's just not good baseball. I mean, you know, we didn't keep the force in order on the base hit. We let a guy steal third who's led their team in stolen base attempts at third base the last 2 years. They've outplayed us. You know, we talked about it. They've run aggressively. They've made more plays defensively. We had one good inning in the first game yesterday.
Now today the Twins will try to clean things up and get something started once again, looking for that surge that they've been trying to find here in the last couple of months. Today they'll go behind that arm of Jose Barrios, who has been on a pretty good roll lately. He'll be against James Shields of the White Sox. We will preview a pretty good pitching matchup this afternoon next.
Is presented by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. In today's series finale, a veteran and a young pitcher, both pitching very well for their respective clubs. James Shields will go for the White Sox. Jose Barrios for the Minnesota Twins, and the best the Twins can hope for now is to get a split of the 4-game series. Gorgeous afternoon for baseball at Target Field. Dick Bramer along with Bert Blyleven, and the Twins have seen Jose Barrios very, very good in his first 4 starts, not so good in the next 4, but now he's back to being a good pitcher again.
Yeah, the key to Jose Barrios, I think what we've seen is he trusts his fastball, but he has an outstanding breaking ball that he'll use that a lot to get some strikeouts. Barrios is a guy that will attack the zone. Only 14 walks in his first 12 starts. Yes, about a little over 60% fastballs. About 30% curveballs. Again, establishing a fastball, but when he gets that curveball over, it's a strikeout pitch for the young man.
One of the things he's done very well this year is hold runners on and control the running game. He'll be challenged here today. He's given up just 2 stolen bases all year long, but he'll have a challenge with his White Sox bunch.
Well, one thing we saw in his first 3-game series, they like to run. They have 3 stolen bases, but 53 overall. Seems like when they get on first base, they want to get the second. They want to get in the scoring position. So Jose Barrios, don't let him get the first.
Good idea, good idea. Jose Barrios will hope to pitch the Twins to win. I've got a premonition. Something really significant and notable is going to happen in today's game. At the plate. But after a 4-game winning streak, Minnesota has now lost a pair to the White Sox and are again searching for answers at the plate. The Twins have taken their eye off the ball and look to get back on target today in the series finale with Chicago. And again, I've been overwhelmed with this premonition that something really significant is going to happen today.
Feeling something special is going to happen.
I don't know whether it's good or bad for the Twins or for you or me, but something significant is going to happen in the ball game here today. And Jose Barrios hopes it's something really good for the Twins because they desperately need a win.
Well, you know what? We talked so much about yesterday, okay? The thing about baseball, today's a new ball game, and it usually starts with that guy on the mound. So hopefully Barrios will attack as he has against the White Sox in his 2 previous starts against them this year, and good numbers over his career.
And Rick Renteria has seen his team play pretty good baseball this week. They took 2 out of 3 from the Brewers over the weekend, and they'll go after the Twins with this Menards batting order: Yoan Moncada, Yolmer Sanchez, Jose Abreu, Daniel Palka, Matt Davidson, Omar Narvaez, Jose Rondon, Charlie Tilson, and Trace Thompson.
And this afternoon, starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture. It'll be Jose Barrios making his 13th start, his third against the White Sox. 2-0, 2.77 ERA and is combined in his first 2 starts, and over his career 5-1 in 6 previous starts.
Moncada in the box, and we're ready to go. And first pitch low in the dirt, ball 1.
Barrios just 24 years old.
Popped up wide of third. Escobar over on the warning track. Plenty of room, 1 down. And that'll bring up Yolmer Sanchez. Let's check out the Twins in the field. Miguel Sano starting the day on the bench. And it's Ryan Lamar in center field, Eddie Rosario in left, Robbie Grossman in right, with Max Kepler on the bench as well. Escobar, Adrianza, Dozier, and Morrison in the infield with Bobby Wilson behind the plate. Logan Morrison made a pinch hitting appearance last night, had a little issue with a lower back, and he pinch hit last night and is in the starting lineup today. 1 down, and now Sanchez.
He has his eye black on,
which makes all the sense in the world. We've got a beautiful day here, almost hardly a cloud in the sky. 1-0, and now a strike. Sanchez has had a good series. The White Sox generally have had a good series. As Paul Molitor succinctly put after the game last night, they've outplayed us in the 3 games. The Twins have really had only 1 good inning.
I think Barrios can almost see something on the mound that's shiny. He lost something around his neck, a chain or something.
Yeah, I can see that now.
Yeah.
That ball spinning up the line. It'll stay in the grass, foul.
From our angle, you can see something on that mound just to the right.
He's going to step right over it, and he's going to pick it up.
Pick it up. Yep.
To do what was it? Yoenis Cespedes had a diamond necklace break at second base, and he just left the diamonds in the dirt there. Fouled back. Was it Cabrera? As Drupal Cabrera realized, you know, there's a lot of money in the dirt here. I'm going to go pick these things up.
Get out your old middle detector.
Yeah. 1-2 to Sanchez.
I think all fastballs so far.
There's a breaking ball. Check swing. 2-2. And Abreu on deck. Shattered bat, and an easy play for Dozier. 2 down.
Well, let's take a look at our Pizza Ranch. Key to a Twins win here this afternoon. They got to clean it up. Paul Molitor very upset last night about the way that the game was played. So, hey, it's a new day. Let's go. Let's play baseball the right way.
Pick up a win today, and it's, well, not ideal. It's a split of a 4-game series, coming off a win of a 4-game series, and then you've got a Angel team coming in for 3 games over the weekend.
Yeah, Angels playing very good baseball right now, so should be a good weekend series. One thing about baseball, you know, in today's game, so many games are played within your division. 76 and 162 ball games, and Barrios has really done a good job against the Central Division. He's 4-0 with a 2.65 ERA and 5 starts against the Central Division.
And he's owned the White Sox 5-1 with a 2.35 and 6 starts against Chicago. 1-1 to Jose Abreu. That's hit right to the shift. Dozier catching a knuckling line drive, and it's a quick 1-2-3 first for Barrios. chance to score first in the bottom of the inning. The Menards batting order: Brian Dozier leading off, Eddie Rosario, Eduardo Escobar, Logan Morrison, Robbie Grossman, Mitch Garver, Ryan Lamar, A-Ray Adrianza, and Bobby Wilson.
And today's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture, and that'll be James Shields, making his 13th start of the year, and he's pitched very well as of late. Don't let that 1-6 record fool you right there, because his last 4 starts, he's worked at least 7 innings in all 4 starts. He's given up only 9 runs over the last 28 innings.
And Dozier on the first pitch. It's a lazy fly ball to center. 1 pitch, 1 out. Take a look at the White Sox in the field. We've seen some outstanding play in the outfield. Tilson made a great catch a couple nights ago. Engel last night, but it's Trace Thompson in center field today. Daniel Palka in right. And then an infield of Sanchez, Rondon, Moncada, and Abreu. Narvaez behind the plate.
You know, and not just because I'm not a hitter, okay, but Brian Dozier, how many times this year have we seen him jump on that first pitch? I know he can hit the ball out of the ballpark, and he's had good success against Shields. But I know when Joe Mauer let off, he'd let that pitcher throw 5-6 pitches that allows Rosario or Escobar to kind of see what he has. But
well, let me ask you.
Brian is bound and determined to swing at that first pitch.
1 strike to Rosario.
And I know that he's got, 20-some leadoff home runs to get the offense going for the Twins.
Well, let me ask you this. You're out there starting, and you don't know which way the wind's going to blow, how your day's going to go. You're going to give it your best effort. But you throw 1 pitch, you got 1 out. Isn't that going to maybe really boost you into thinking, hey, this is going to be a good day today?
Yeah, you're thinking right away, oh, hey, to win this ball game, all I need is 27 pitches.
1-2 to Rosario. And now he takes ball 2.
I think I played a long time, and I remember a lot of our leadoff hitters would take a lot of pitches just to kind of show everybody else on the bench. But Brian's not built that way, and it had nothing to do with his success. Because, he's definitely one of the team leaders.
Drive to deep right center field. It's got some carry. Rosario to the wall and off the wall. It'll be a double for Rosario with 1 out in the first. Eddie's been swinging a pretty quiet bat since his 3-home run ball game a few days ago. And now he clubs a double in his first at bat here today.
One thing about Rosario, his wrist, he's got to be so strong with his hands because he just goes out there. Look at that's a sinker down and away.
Look how short the swing is.
Look at that right there, right to follow through. So you got to be very strong wrist to be able to hit that ball that far on that type of pitch.
And now Eduardo Escobar.
Rosario was 16th double of the year.
Down and away a ball. Now I want you to try to explain to the viewers why he's done it. I know that he's done it. One of the reasons he's done a really good job so far this year for the White Sox, James Shields has cut his home runs allowed by more than half. So is it the arm angle? Is that part of why he's been able to keep the ball in the ballpark?
I think he's healthy too. You'll see him throw now more sidearm, staying away from the middle part of the zone. 31 walks. Those are high a little bit in 76 1/3 innings pitched. Not the strikeout pitcher that he used to be at 36 years old now. This is his 13th major league season.
He's really been tough on lefties. Lefties hitting just 169 against him this year. Righties hitting 279. 2-1 to Escobar.
He's a guy that signed for a big contract, and he came over here, and he's trying to pitch, I think, well enough to maybe get back into postseason with another ball club. If I can pitch good here, I can get out of Chicago and maybe go to a contender. The last 4 starts have been really good.
Driven to right field. It is deep and gone. Escobar with a 2-run jolt. number 12 for Eduardo Escobar, and a 2-0 quick start for the Twins.
He has been unbelievable. Not only the 24 doubles, the most in baseball, the power that he could generate from both sides of the plate. His 10th home run as a left-handed hitter, his 12th overall. And Shields does allow a home run. His 8th of the year, his 4th to a left-handed hitter.
And that's where to hit the ball today, because you can see there's a pretty good breeze funneling out down the plaza over the right field wall. 2-0, and now here's Morrison. And there goes another one, but it's foul. So we no sooner mentioned that Shields has done a nice job of keeping the ball in the ballpark, and then Escobar knocks one out of the ballpark. So what do we know?
Absolutely nothing.
We know that he has been an invaluable bat for the Twins, and he's now hit 4 home runs, 4 of his 12 against his former team. Morrison lashes one to the gap, and that's down for a hit. And Morrison will round first, dig for second, and the throw is not in time, and a late slide. Morrison hopefully did not hurt himself.
Yeah, it looked like Hogan wanted to tackle that second base bag rather than slide softly into it. So someone with that has had a bad back. That's the last thing you want to do is jar yourself, you know, diving or going into the bag. But not a bad pitch again. Sinker down, and Morrison turning on it.
3 straight extra base hits for the Twins, and now Robbie Grossman will bat.
Yeah, this will. With his back sore, this will loosen it up or make it worse. Ouch. But it's a double for Morrison, his 9th.
Chiropractic self-adjustment there. He went in so hard into second base, something might have cracked free. 1-0 now to Grossman. Well, a good start for the Twins, but one of the reasons they've had problems in the last couple games, they've not cashed in fully in the few scoring opportunities that they've had. Off the end of the bat, and Sanchez has no play.
Shields has made a lot of major league starts. This is his 385th major league start, almost 2,500 innings in his career. Against the Twins, this is his 26th start. 8 wins, 9 losses in his first 25 starts, 4.30 ERA. And here at Target Field, 4-6 record in 14 starts.
And inside.
And that's what you want to do right there. And I think, you know, after the Escobar pitch and then Rosario's double, saw Morrison hit that ball down in a way, you better start pitching inside a little bit.
2-1 to Grossman. 3-1. Garver on deck. And strike 2. Grossman was on his way to first.
Yeah, good changeup right there. Shields has always had a very good changeup. He used to have a straight over-the-top type curveball, but now that he's more 3/4 sidearm, he has more of a slurve type breaking ball.
Chris Conroy with plate duty. Full count to Grossman. Tap to the right side. Runner will advance. Moncada will flip to Abreu. 2 away, and that'll bring up Garver. Garver, the designated hitter. It's not something that teams like to do, but Twins felt that Miguel Sano wasn't looking hitterish, to say the least, so he was held out of the starting lineup. Also felt that Max Kepler needed a day. The other bench player is Gregorio Petit, and he would serve as the emergency catcher in the event something happens to Wilson.
Mitch Garver has never faced James Shields.
Swing and a miss. 1 strike. Teams look awfully good when they get 2-out hits in situations like this. The White Sox have gotten some 2-out hits. And when you don't get them, that's how short losing streaks develop. Let's see if Garver can deliver one here. A couple of runs on the board as the Twins went in succession. Double, home run, double.
I mentioned last night's ball game, an RBI double. And, excuse me, a double and a single in last night's ball game. 2 hits.
Strike on the outside corner, 1-2. Shields has gone 7 or more innings in his last 4 starts. He's given the White Sox at least 6 innings 8 times. And the Sox starting rotation generally has been really good over the last 5 games. That's how they took 2 out of 3 from the Brewers, with an ERA of 2.10 from their starters. And Garver swings and misses, and the inning ends. But the Twins get 3 extra base hits, highlighted by Eduardo Escobar's 2-run home run. It's a 2-0 start for the Twins.
A lot of baseball for some of these guys. Max Kepler and Miguel Sano were 2 names that the Twins really wanted to give a day off today. So far they have that. With just a 3-man bench too, that leaves little room for a backup catcher when Mitch Garver is the designated hitter today. So it's Gregorio Petit, as Dick mentioned. And Garver is the DH because Logan Morrison is not the DH. And the reason Logan's not is because he had the back issues. And so the Twins wanted to make sure he's in the field. He's staying loose. That back is not going to loosen up. And Dick, that's our scoop from the clubhouse. 2 of the 3, which you already mentioned. I thank you. I sent you the text. Didn't need to give you the
I did not get a text.
The handwritten note that you asked me to give you earlier this week.
Where I don't have the text.
You best check that phone
next
again.
Next time, text me, Marty. Okay, I'll let him know.
I'll start counting on
trampled
Bert.
all
Thank you,
over
buddy.
Marnie's bit. Maybe that's the most significant thing that'll happen today. Maybe that's what I had the premonition of, that I would trample all over her scoop from the clubhouse. I hope not either. It'd be terrible of me to do that. Hooked foul.
No, we apologize, Marty, up here in the booth.
Well, you had nothing to do with it.
Well, we're a team, right?
Yes, we are. I appreciate, but it was all me. I just assumed that. Well, now there's the text that Marty sent me, so.
Technology.
Yeah. Swing and a miss, and Barrios strikes out Palka, 1 down.
And Barrios picks up his first strikeout.
Well, here it is. Scoop, 4th game in 3 days for the White Sox. Petit is emergency catcher. Morrison back at first base. Got it.
A good high fastball right here.
1 down in the 2nd. And now Matt Davidson. For the White Sox, they've got a stretch starting with the doubleheader on whatever day that was, Tuesday, I guess. 21 games in 20 days. And so they're hoping to continue to play good baseball. It's, when you're playing well, when you're getting those 2 out hits, you're getting good starting pitching, you don't really want an off day. And the White Sox won't have one for a while. 1 strike to Davidson. And now a little pop up, and eventually it'll settle into the glove of Adrianza.
A couple times that Barrios has got into the kitchen of some of these hitters. Sanchez broke his bat. He hit that ground ball in the first inning to Dozier. Right there to Davidson. Pitch inside. And you can see Davidson getting the barrel of the bat out, but just hit a little pop up into the infield.
It was a DQ combination. Here's what we were mentioning before. Barrios and his dominance. There's no better word for it than that. Dominance over the White Sox.
See, 44 strikeouts in 38 and a third innings.
Third start this year came against the White Sox, and he pitched 7 innings, gave up 3 hits, didn't give up a run.
You know what's impressed me about Barrios over when he first joined the club? He struggled, but it's the control that he has gotten a lot better of. I mean, comes into this ballgame only 14 walks in his first 12 starts.
One and one. And now 2-1.
Remember when he came up in 2016, he pitched 58 and a third innings, walked 35 that first year.
And you get the sense in being around him and getting to know him a little bit as we have over the last couple of years, he is aware that the Twins are counting on him. We've had a couple broken bats and one sailing over the Twins dugout. The White Sox, after they leave here, they go to Boston. They might not have any bats left. They're throwing them in the crowd. Barrios is breaking a few of them.
So Tony Oliva bat toss at the old Met.
That's pretty impressive. Throw it over the screen like that. And it's 2-2 to Narvaez. Barrios is aware that the Twins have had a cavity at the top of their rotation for many years. They have not had a #1 type of guy. Flared down the line, and that'll be a foul ball. And the Twins, from the time they drafted him and signed him, have envisioned him developing into that guy. He's aware of that. Don't know if it's going to happen, but I think the important thing is he strives for that. He wants to be the Twins' ace.
And there's nothing wrong with that. He works his tail end off between starts to get ready for every start, as all the starters do.
Got the inside corner, and Barrios has had a couple of very quick, tidy, efficient innings, and he's picked up a couple of strikeouts here in a 1-2-3 second. terrible. 1.5 blizzard, 1.5 snow in a blizzard, forcing the postponement of 3 games. And now that they've come back here a second time, the weather couldn't be any better. Just gorgeous. So glad we're able to enjoy it at this beautiful ballpark. Lamar goes after the first pitch and pops it up to left. In fact, it's not even going to make it to the outfield grass. Catch made by Rondon, one away. And that'll bring up A-Ray Adrianza. Adrianza getting his batting average up now into the 230s. Getting a chance to play with the instability, shall we say, at first base for the Twins. Joe Mauer's been out. Some days it's Morrison there, some days it's Sano there. And there's a pitch up and in, ball 1.
Adrianza in yesterday's ball game on RBI double in the 2nd inning, and then another double in the 4th.
Adrianza's threatened to bunt a couple times. We'll see whether, with one infielder on the 3rd base side of 2nd base, whether he entertains that again. Here's a drive to right. This ball's got to kick some carry. Ball good to the wall, and that ball's gone. Adrianza hits one out, and it is 3-0 Minnesota.
I like it. Early on, you're making the fans here stand up and applaud. Adrianza hitting his 2nd home run of the year, and James Shields, who came into the ball game allowing only 7, has given up his 2nd here in 2 innings.
The Twins hoping to add on throughout the early innings here. They had a 2-0 or a 1-0 lead and a 2-1 lead in the ball game last night, and it all was lost when the White Sox scored 4 late. Now Bobby Wilson takes a strike. Good start for the Twins with 4 extra base hits against James Shields, and he's been, as we said, very stingy about giving up hits and extra base hits and home runs.
You see not only 4 for 8, 3 doubles and a home run. That's his 7th career home run. Adrianza.
Now, in his last start against the Brewers, Shields did give up 3 home runs, but then in his prior starts all year long, he'd never given up more than 1. So maybe the home run bugaboo is coming back to bite him. 1-2. 2-2.
Shields, when he came up with the Rays in 2006, once he started, he came up in the middle of the year. Once he started in that rotation, he was the ace of the Rays for about 8 seasons. Worked over 200 or more innings, 9 straight seasons.
And then went to Kansas City and was a great mentor for an otherwise pretty young pitching staff. And then he went to San Diego with the big contract. That didn't work out at all. And was dealt to the White Sox. 2-2. And you're right, Shields would be on a list of possible trade candidates that the White Sox have. Abreu would be another one, perhaps. And the White Sox are in rebuild mode. They've admitted that, and you wonder whether Shields will be around when the White Sox are good again. Outside now, 3-2.
Well, he's always been an innings eater, and what he's trying to show is that those innings that I'm going to eat are going to be consecutive or very good innings.
Full count to the number 9 batter.
He had some injuries last year to put him on the shelf for a couple months.
And he missed, and Wilson coaxes a walk, and Shields looks off in the distance in disgust. Adrianza with more playing time. Now the hitting stroke is coming back.
Well, you like to see that young man. You know, he's worked hard in the Giant organization, getting an opportunity here, get some consecutive at-bats and taking advantage of it.
See exit velocity of 100.7 miles per hour. Here's Dozier with a fly ball to center on the first pitch of his first at-bat. And now he takes a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, Brian has very good numbers against Shields. He has 4 career home runs against him.
Dozen hits, batting average over 300. take strike 2.
Back-to-back breaking balls. Brian in his 7th season with the Twins, signed by the Twins in 2009, University of Southern Mississippi. He was a number 8 pick in the 2009 draft.
Blocked by Narvaez, and it's 1-2.
Derek Qualley up here last night, and going over some of the draft picks, and they're all done now.
Pretty intense experience, I can imagine, for the baseball people and the scouts.
All that hard work combined into 3 days of trying to pick the right individuals to help your organization.
Inside 2-2. I would imagine that it's pretty top heavy with the first day, because those are the picks that really, really matter. And then after that, you know, it's with every round it becomes less important.
Kind of a crapshoot, you know.
Yeah.
You have to rely on your scouts. You have to rely on the reports that they send in. Is this gentleman, even though it's the 20th round or the 8th round like Dozier, can he help us?
Drive to right, hit pretty well, and making the snag is Polka in right field. 2 down. That'll bring up Rosario. Join the Twin season ticket holder family today and get the best seats at the best price and be instantly enrolled in our Sweet Spot benefits and rewards program. Benefits include a 10% discount on food, beverage, and merchandise, early entry on select dates to watch Twins batting practice, and many more. Visit twinsbaseball.com/season tickets to learn more. Here's Rosario, started the 2-run first with a double off the fence in right field. Down and away, ball 1. You know, when I drove in today, I tend to imagine what the lineup might look like and who might do well that day at the plate. And I imagine Shields, the way Rosario's swinging the bat, you know, I don't know that James Shields has the arsenal to get Rosario out. Narvaez kicks it toward the line, and he will keep Wilson at first. But then you look at the numbers, and Rosario's just 1 for 11 against Shields until he cracked a double in his first at bat today.
Well, you know what? Sometimes those numbers are maybe when Rosario wasn't swinging a good bat. You know, little things like that. The pitcher's making. Maybe he's pitching really well at that time.
There could have been 4 lineouts in there too.
You don't know.
2-0 to Rosario. Check swing foul. You probably don't do that. And for one thing, you've got a shorter drive here to the ballpark than I do. And you probably have your mind set on other things.
Well, I got coffee this morning. Okay. That was on my mind.
All right. Well, I got about a 35-minute drive, and I think about the game. If I was managing who's going to be playing today and what position in the batting order.
Would you have picked this lineup out today? Well, see, that good swing just got in on him.
In answer to your question, yes. Any lineup that would get 3 runs in the first 2 innings, I'd endorse that.
Well, you did good.
Ray Adrianza with a home run. It's been a good day in the home run hitting department for the left side of the Twins infield. That's what I would have had. I would have had Escobar at third in my lineup and Adrianza at short. And Barrios on the mound. He's been very, very good so far. That was just his 24th. We have it as 26th. They have 24 up on the board here. 26th pitch we'll go with of the ball game, and he missed with the first one, but back in the strike zone with the second one. Rondon, Tilson, and Thompson in the third. Tim Anderson getting a break out of the starting lineup today, so Rondon with a chance to play short.
I think too about Barrios, what I have seen over the last year plus is his trust in that fastball and hitting his spots. Wilson now sitting inside, and you see where that pitch is inside. He picks up his third strikeout.
7 up, 7 down for Barrios so far, and that'll bring up Charlie Tilson.
You know what? When your catcher sits in like that, he's got the 4-seamer, the 2-seamer. You know, his first 4 starts outstanding, and then he had a hiccup in those middle starts, but his last 4 even better. So
there's a bunt back to the mound, and Barrios fires to first, and it's a quick second out. Yeah, and in those first 4 starts, in 3 of those games, he pitched shutout ball for 9 innings, 7 innings, and 7 innings, and the one hiccup in the midst of that 4-game span was giving up 5 earned runs in 4 2/3 against the Mariners.
Yeah, remember that game in Baltimore. In Baltimore, his first start this year went 9 innings of shutout baseball for his first complete game and shutout.
8 outs in 8 at bats using just 30 pitches. Down the middle, a strike.
11 in the first, 14 in the second.
At the knees, and it's 0-2. With the block on the check swing.
And one thing Barrios has too, he goes over his head. You don't see a lot of pitchers do that anymore. Most of them just bring their glove up to their chest. It kind of loosens you up a little bit when you're able to go over your head and a little more relaxed. Kind of the old way of pitching right there, and then throw that glove at it. Foul ball right there at 95 miles an hour.
Well, you were a hands over the head guy, and I was always told, you know, that's to stretch out your back muscles, and the pitching motion becomes more of a full body motion rather than just using your arm.
Well, you know, hitters are looking for the ball as soon as possible. When you go over your head, you're moving your glove, the ball's in your glove, of course, but there, throw that glove out, and all of a sudden here comes that baseball.
Barrios thought he might have gotten a check swing strike 3, and then now it's 2-2.
I think it just relaxes you out there. So many guys are so almost robotic, where they bring their glove to their chest, and all of a sudden here comes the baseball.
Breaking ball, and somehow Thompson got a piece of it.
Working off the third base side of the pitching rubber. Thompson, I think, might swing at Thompson. Kind of smiles at the Thompson swing right there. Just protected type swing. And there he goes.
Just 3 innings into the game, but it sure looks like the White Sox hitters have their hands full here today.
loaded. Jason Hayward sends one out. The drama at Wrigley Field. It's the third career grand slam for Hayward. His first career walk-off home run. Gave a bear hug to the hitting coach, Chili Davis. The Cubs walked off the Phillies at Wrigley.
All right, or even now, because I was just going to talk about walk-off grand slams here in the bottom of the third inning, and she trampled all over one of my bullet points for this half inning. Escobar swings and misses. It's 1-1.
You didn't text her.
No, I didn't.
You should have texted her and told her what you were going to talk about.
1-1 to Escobar. Clobbered a 2-run home run his first time up.
An amazing guy like Jason Hayward. That's his first game-winning home run. I mean, he's hit a lot of home runs in his career, never to finalize a ball game.
Escobar in at third, Morrison at first. No place for Miguel Sano, not even in the DH spot, because against Shields he is 1 for 8 with 5 strikeouts. So it was not a favorable matchup for Miguel, who's been struggling anyway. And Escobar taps it foul. 1-2. I suppose he's going to be eating dinner tonight after his 2-run home run in the first inning. Going to Fogo, right? Called third strike on the inside corner, 1 away.
And Shields goes inside to pick up his second strikeout.
Twins fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go, presented by Coors Light. Download the app, take Fox Sports North and Twins baseball wherever you go. One down, here's Logan Morrison. Doubled to right center field his first time up. Breaking ball taken for strike 1.
Thanks for getting the other end of it for me. I like to be a good customer.
Mauer had a pregame workout. Neither team took batting practice, but Mauer was out taking ground balls, doing some running. I talked with Joe yesterday. He described it almost like in computer terms, where and he's gone through it before, of course. You've got to reboot and reprogram your brain when you've had something like he has experienced again this year. Concussion-like symptoms, sensitivity to the light, loud noises. So while there isn't any targeted date for his return, the Twins are hopeful that as he ramps up and he can reboot his brain, that he'll be able to get back on the field soon. They really miss his presence in the lineup. Some of the poor at-bats that we've seen in the last couple games are not the type of at-bats we would see if Joe were in the lineup. 2-2.
It's like Shields now has kind of changed his game plan about going more inside. You got Escobar inside, a good slider right there to Morrison, down and in. That first inning seemed like everything away. The Twins kind of reached out and hit the couple doubles in the home run.
And a changeup. Yep. Swing and a miss, 2 down.
Good sinker right there. Picks up second straight strikeout, third of the ball game. You pitch as long as he has, you're going to have, outings that are bad, but then you try to make the adjustment. And a better inning for Shields so far here in the third.
And now Robbie Grossman. And a liner to the second baseman. And now it's Shields' turn to enjoy a 1-2-3 half inning.
Early run support thanks to Escobar's 2-run home run in the first inning and Adrian's solo home run in the second. Twins have a 3-0 lead.
And we'll see how Barrios fares here in the fourth inning. The first three couldn't have gone any better for him. 9 up, 9 down. And just 37 pitches thrown. Missing ball 1. Moncada hit a foul ball caught by Escobar his first time up. White Sox have won 4 of their last 6. And they're looking for their first base runner. Strike called on the outside corner, 1-1.
Yeah, this is a 9th game between these two ball clubs. Twins have the advantage 5-3.
2-1. Dribbled up the line, foul. You know, it's a different situation for Barrios, or has been the last couple of years, from when you came up. When you came up, the Twins had an established top end of the rotation. Guys like Cott and Perry and Boswell and Tiant was there. And it's been different because from the time Barrios got up to the big league club, the Twins have had that vacancy at the top of their rotation. 2-2. Missing 3-2.
Well, Irvin Santana was kind of,
but he emerged that as that last year.
Well, this young man's willing to learn and willing to pay the price as far as good conditioning.
3-2 pitch right down the middle, and it's popped up to Dozier. 1 away. Yomer Sanchez will bat with 1 down. Sanford Health injury report. The Twins ended the rehab assignment for Trevor May, activated him, but then optioned him to AAA Rochester. Not surprisingly, Trevor coming back from Tommy John surgery, but he's still not ready to help at this level.
It takes a good, I think in today's, clubs want to be very safe with the Tommy John surgery. You know, probably 14 to 18 months almost before maybe you're ready to get back to pitching at the major league level.
First pitch breaking ball for a strike to Sanchez. On the ground, hit right to Dozier. Down to a knee. 2 down. And that'll bring up Abreu. Abreu lined out to Dozier. His first time up as the Twins employed a shift.
The first baseman, number 79, Jose Abreu.
And again, Dozier will swing over to the third base side of second base and stand about where he was standing in the first inning to catch Abreu's line drive. Right there, almost right behind the second base bag. Strike on the outside corner. I think what we've seen from Barrios today, and I haven't been looking at the velocity readings throughout, but I think we've seen 92, 93, but we haven't seen mid-90s.
Saw 95 on 1. But he and Wilson really on a good page, because I watch again the catcher move, and right there he moved inside. He threw that 2-seamer and Abreu fouled it off.
You know, velocity is great if you can control it, and to be honest with you, I think that's kind of one of the struggles Ryan Presley's going through right now. His velocity is up, but the location has been off the last few games.
He wants his fastball up. That's exactly where it was, up in the strike zone. Saw Wilson kind of give me a 1 and then up.
Abreu fought it off down the right field line.
All fastballs so far. There, now the breaking ball. Get it down and away.
A little bit too wide of the plate. Abreu too seasoned and smart to chase that pitch.
Abreu has very good plate coverage too. That's why a lot of clubs pitching inside go back away, and there's a strikeout.
12 up, 12 down. Barrios has been perfect through 4, and the Twins have a 3-0 lead.
Off the bottom of the fourth with the Twins holding a 3-0 lead. And we talked a lot last night about Robbie Grossman developing a routine as a designated hitter. And today it's Mitch Garver as the DH, who has only done this a few times in his big league career. And when I talked to him about it today, Garver said he doesn't really have a routine and he's not really looking for one because he knows that this is not going to be a long-term thing for him. He said generally he's pretty good, though, in his mind to clear things out. He wanted to be able to ramp up for an at-bat and then just kind of let it go. He said he's not trying to overthink it. He's not looking for a lot of advice. He's just trying to do a good job as the DH today. Dick, is that exactly what you were about to say?
That's enough. That's enough. I was going to talk about
Garver. I checked my
Garver.
text before I came in here.
Garver,
I did not have one.
In an unusual role, DHing, and how well would he adapt to it, and what would it be like for him? All right, that's enough. 2 strikes to Garver, and he'll have some more time to think about his second strikeout as the designated hitter. 1 down in the fourth. Cheer on the Twins as they take on the Texas Rangers Friday, June 22nd. The first 10,000 fans get a Nothing Falls But Raindrops Byron Buxton bobblehead presented by Pantene. Go to twinsbaseball.com/tickets to learn more. And again, the hope is that long about that time, Buxton will be back in the lineup. Here is Lamar, and there is strike 1. Now Shields settling into a bit of a groove. First time through the order was a pretty rough one, but now he's sent down 6 in a row.
Now he's made the adjustment, going with more breaking balls and a good slider right there. Under the Garver's at bat, he threw him a slider for strike 1, then a curveball, and then a slower curveball that Garver swung through. So
2 strikes to Lamar. Adrian's on deck. That's a slow breaking ball, hook foul. You've got to do what Shields is trying to do if you want to last past the days when you had a dominant fastball. He doesn't have that anymore, and now he's trying to recreate himself. Not the first pitcher to try to do that.
Well, you know, and he's always been a pitcher too. He gets on that pitching rubber. You like playing behind him. Both these starters here because they work quick.
Fouled off a leg, and that'll hurt for a while.
And they're around the plate. You know, and that's all you want, I think, as a defensive player.
Toward the end of your career, you must have had a diminished fastball, but you still had the dominant curveball, and you had to vary things a little bit to allow for the decrease in velocity.
That's where the 2-seam fastball helped me so much as I got older and put more innings in. You know, big, slow breaking ball right there. Ouch. Like got the back knee, shin area. Lamar as he's walking it off. You have to make the adjustments if you want to be able to play at this level.
And on the
your
hitting,
arm's not going to be the same as it was when you're 19 years old.
It's easily measured on the pitching side because now, of course, it's not just velocity, it's spin rate and all of that.
Right.
Lamar still stinging from fouling that, and that looked like he got the pad too, and it still hurt.
I thought he got the right leg, he got the left.
You know, for pitchers now, you know, they can, analysts can almost predict diminished stuff when the spin rate is starting to come down. 2 strikes and now a ball. On the hitting side, it's got to be a little bit tougher, I would think, because as a hitter loses his reaction time and his eyesight and all the things that decay on a good hitter, I don't know that there are the metrics to support that. Maybe when you make contact, but if you swing and miss more toward the end of your career, Lamar still, now he's got something in his eye. This has been a good at bat for Ryan Lamar. Whether he goes back to the dugout or runs to first, he'll be limping, and now he's got something in his eye. One and 2. Swing and a miss. And now that is 7 in a row set down by Shields. He hasn't given up a hit since Adrian's homer in the second.
Adrian's over the last couple of ball games. Yesterday, an RBI double in his first at bat, then added another double down that left field line. And here today in his first at bat, a high fastball from Shields makes it a 3-0 ball game with his second home run of the season.
And Adrianza takes a ball. 2-0. Three good takes by Adrianza, and it's 3-0 with Wilson on deck. It was nice for Adrianza. It was not just that he hit a home run, but he hit a home run from the left side of the plate where he has been hitting below 200. There's a strike at the knees. Hitting over 300 as a right-handed batter, but just 195 from this side of the plate.
Yeah, both home runs this season coming as a left-handed hitter. Good changeup right there. So Shields trying to come back from falling behind 3-0. And again, he's on that mound. Get ready. Let's go.
And that drifts outside. Adrianza aboard. And let's see whether the Twins try to steal a base. So 3-0 lead. Saturday on Fox, Aaron Judge and the Yankees take on the Mets in the latest chapter of the Subway Series. Coverage beginning at 6 p.m. on Fox, or stream it live on Fox Sports Go. We'll have Twins baseball for you in the afternoon. 1 o'clock start against the Angels. Wilson walked in his first plate appearance against James Shields.
Shields has 2 walks now with the 5 strikeouts.
And Adrianza checked at first. Adrianza with 2 steals and 2 tries. Buxton and Rosario lead the team with 5 steals apiece, but of course Buxton hasn't tried one for weeks. Long hold, and that ball shot into the right field corner, down for a hit, and picked up by Palka, and Adrianza will be held at third, and Wilson will be held at first. Nice job by Palka getting to that ball before it hit the wall.
Oh, nice hitting right there by Bobby Wilson. Got a pitch up, looked like a breaking ball up, and just lined it right into that right field corner.
Dozier will come up with 2 men aboard.
Take a look at the location. Slider away. Bobby looked like exactly that's where he wanted to go with that pitch.
Wilson pulling 4 of his hits. The other 4 have gone to center and to the opposite field. Dozier hit the ball hard his last time out, lining out to Palka in right. Narvaez with a block. Earlier we told you of Dozier's success against Shields, both in terms of volume of hits and power. 4 home runs hit against Shields and a batting average against Shields over 300. One and one.
Well, with Abreu holding on Wilson, there is nobody on that second base side.
A push bunt to the right side would drive in a run and get Dozier a single. And if he bunted it hard enough, he might get a double. Blocked again by Narvaez. It's 2-1. Well,
don't tell Bobby Wilson there if he hits a double. Dozier run up his back.
Lamar getting his eyes cleaned out with some eye drops. Lamar got a cut on the bridge of his nose, and I'm not sure how he did that. 2-1 to Dozier. Twins up 3-0, looking for more with a 2-out rally here in the 4th. 2-2.
Shaved the corner with that fastball.
Now there'll be not a trip to the mound, but Narvaez giving signs to the infield in the event Wilson takes off. And somewhere in the back of his mind, Bobby Wilson's going, "Are you kidding me?" I haven't been sent to second base by choice in years.
Shields has always had excellent control over his career average, almost 2,500 innings, averaging 2.5 walks per 9 innings. He's walked 2 already.
2-2 to Dozier. 3-2, and now Wilson will take off with 2 outs and a full count.
Narvaez does a good job of blocking this changeup.
A walk with 2 out, a single with 2 out, and now a full count to Dozier. Rolled to the right side beautifully for an RBI single. He got fooled by the pitch, but he put the ball in play and got an RBI hit.
And I'm surprised Abreu was holding on Wilson right there. I mean, that cuts down his range. If he just plays off the bag right there, it's a ground ball out. But instead, with 2 outs, he's holding on Bobby Wilson, who's not really going anywhere, but you can see Abreu. If he's playing normal, he probably gets that ball and Shields maybe covers first. But instead, Adrianza scores. And Dozier picks up an RBI single. And Wilson scoots over to third.
And the only thing that might pull a team out of the pull shift that a lot of teams put on Brian is for him to do more of that. A weak ground ball, but it's an RBI hit, a 4-0 lead, and now Rosario will hit with runners on the corners. Shields took his foot off the rubber and then looked Dozier back. Off the end of the bat, foul. 1 strike. Rosario looking at the end of the bat to make sure it didn't get chipped.
Shields has always had a very good pickoff move too. He got quick feet. He's got 3 pickoffs this year, so Brian Dozier, be careful at first base. 39 career pickoffs for James Shields.
A high fly deep to right field. Way back and gone. A 3-run home run for Rosario. A 4-run inning, and it's all happened after the second out.
Third home run that Shields has allowed. Home run number 14 on the year for Eddie Rosario. And what we're seeing now is some 3-run home runs for the longest time. Maybe the first 50 ball games, we had 1 3-run home run. Now they're coming in bunches. Great swing by Rosario. He got it airborne. And the Twins take a 7-0 lead.
And Escobar takes a strike over the inside corner. Paul Molitor last night very unhappy with how his team had played the last couple of ball games, and you can kind of sense hearing him that what he wanted to do was say what he said with his thumb and his forefinger pinching his nose. That's how bad the Twins' bats were over the last 2 games, and look what's happened here. Much better game up and down the lineup with Escobar flicking a single into left field.
Hey, believe me, I've been down in that dugout, and you know what? The manager has the right to kind of scold his team, like, let's go, guys. You know, we're better than this. And Don Cooper, the pitching coach, out to talk to Shields as somebody's loosening up in the bullpen.
And all of this happened after Lamar struck out for the second out of the inning. Adrianza drew a walk. Wilson, opposite field single. Dozier, opposite field single. The 3-run home run, and now Escobar goes to the opposite field.
I don't think Shields has been, even though he's 1-6 coming into this ball game, in ERA about 4.5. His shortest outing, 5 innings. That came way back in early April. Said his last 4 starts, he's gone at least 7 innings.
And look at Morrison. He can't wait for this at bat to start. Hitters start to smell blood a little bit in the water. Morrison doubled his first time up, struck out in the 3rd. So we're going to miss 1 strike.
I don't think Shields and Narvis is on the same page. Shields has stepped off a lot this inning. Even after that curveball, he kind of said, okay, sinker away. So this is a sinker away. No? Narvis sitting inside.
Rocketed toward the foul pole, but on the wrong side of the pole. Morrison had the double in the first inning, but before he hit the double, he hit a ball similar to that. Hooking foul. It's just nice to see Logan put the barrel of the bat on.
We've seen a lot of this from Logan, really, hooking that ball foul. 38 home runs last year for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's got 6 so far for the Twins.
We'll check next time we go there. They play the game there at a right angle, right? The foul poles are in the same spot. And a soft line drive caught by Abreu. But look at all the damage the Twins did after the second out. A walk, a single, a home run, a 4 spot for the Twins, and now a 7-0 lead. And our Pepsi fan of the game enjoying a cold drink. 7 early runs by the Twins. And she looks focused, and so does he. Jose Barrios has pitched 4 perfect innings so far. He'll face the middle of the Chicago lineup: Palka, Davidson, and Narvaez. Palka takes strike 1 over the inside corner. He's mixed off-speed stuff with fastballs to deliver a lot of first pitch strikes. He's been in control from the outset, and now he's got a 7-run lead.
8 of 13 first pitch strikes.
Slower breaking ball, and it's 0-2.
Be honest with you, I haven't seen him do that before.
72 miles per hour.
More time on the mound, more confidence you have.
Fastball up at 92. Polka gets a piece of another breaking ball at 82.
A couple pitches ago. I like that slow curveball.
1-2. "13 up, 13 down." Polka strikes out for the second time.
And strikeout number 6 for Barrios.
That'll bring up Matt Davidson. There have been a couple of times when the 72-mile-per-hour curveball got strike 2 when Thompson lunged at a pitch and made contact with an ugly-looking swing. We've seen Barrios very expressive out there, almost like he's just relaxed and having a really good time today. Davidson popped up to short his first time up. Fouled back.
Well, you know, when you get this early run support, Barrios doing exactly what you want to do as a pitcher. It doesn't always happen, but he's, you know, getting some quick outs and get those boys back on the bench.
This one lifted to right field. Playable for Grossman. 2 away. And that'll bring up Narvaez. In addition to retiring the first 14 batters, he's only thrown 57 pitches. And that's what was so remarkable about his season opening assignment in Baltimore. 9 innings, but it was just 107 pitches, which for a 9-inning complete game is a low number. And he's on that type of a pace so far here this afternoon. Strike 1 with an off-speed pitch. I haven't seen a shake-off. There might have been a couple, but he seems to be following Wilson's game plan almost to the letter.
You know, that's one thing Bobby does. He calls a good game. Takes a lot of pride in calling an outstanding game. See the movement on that fastball, even though it's outside. Wilson moved outside and the ball missed outside.
Fouled away, and it's 2-2.
It's like catchers, you know. I think we had you know, Derek Falvey up here. How many catchers the Twins drafted? It's tough to find. I know there was 4, but it's tough to find catchers. A guy like Bobby Wilson could play a long time. See Wilson doing right there. Something on the side of his. Let's go inside.
2-2 to Narvaez.
All in there.
He missed. 3-2.
And he missed inside.
Last time he had a 3-2 pitch, he just threw it down the middle and got a pop-up. Driven to the gap in center field, and it's the first hit off the wall, and Narvaez will go to second with a ground rule double. Hit the wall and then bounced over, and Barrios retired the first 14 batters, but then the full count looked like he threw it down the middle again, but this time paid the price.
Well, he wanted to go inside, but credit Narvaez by going out and hitting this ball sharply. So look at the fastball. Middle in at 93. Narvaez gets the White Sox first hit on his 6th double of the year.
Remember that game in Baltimore? There's a ball flared to left field. It's down for a hit. And Narvaez will come around, try to score. Here's Rosario's throw, and Narvaez is out by 10 feet. Nick Camper, the third base coach, sending the runner, even though the White Sox are down by 7. And the White Sox get a couple of hits, and the last out of the 5th is made at home plate.
And don't run on that man's arm right there. He just comes up and throws a P to Wilson in the air. Wilson has plenty of time to get the runner at home.
Not sure why they would try to score down by 7 runs. But the last out recorded at home plate, and now Robbie Grossman leading off the 5th. Ball 1.
And James Shields still out there. 83 pitches coming into this inning.
Seen Shields enough over the years to know that what you talked about before is very, very important to him, giving his team at least 6 innings. Fly ball to left, 1 away. So even though the numbers aren't particularly attractive, he's had just 1 start this year of less than 6 innings. That was back in against the Tigers on April 5th. Here's a Garver who's not particularly enjoying his day in the DH spot. A couple of swinging strikeouts. And that's the way it goes. You have a couple of disappointing at bats, and so you want to maybe take a pitch or two to get into a favorable count. That's 0-1. Popped up, and the second baseman Makata will give way to the first baseman Abreu. 1 away. And that'll bring us to Ryan Lamar. Wednesday, June 20th at University of St. Thomas night at Target Field. A limited number of St. Thomas theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and a purple and gray Twins cap. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/St. Thomas or call 800-33-TWINS.
Makata at second base kind of had his hand on his hip looking at Abreu like, you know, almost right to me, you ball hog.
He's older and bigger. A drive off the bat of Lamar to center, and that chases Thompson back to the warning track to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down, the bottom of the 5th.
Been pitching outstanding, you know, a double and then a base hit, but he needed his defense. Rosario ended up getting that final out on a good throw to Wilson, but 6 strikeouts for Jose Barrios. No walks in a ball game, just the 2 hits.
Tilson will lead things off, and he takes up and away ball 1. Tilson, Thompson, and Mancada in the Chicago 6th.
Pitch count very good, 65 pitches for Jose.
Fly to center, Lamar coming on. Oh, what a near catch. It is a base hit. Lamar got it in the glove and it rolled out for a leadoff single. So 3 straight hits now for the White Sox against Berríos after he had retired the first 14 batters.
Well, good effort right here. Lamar had it and then dropped out. But good effort.
Well, leadoff single for Tilson, and now Trace Thompson. Thompson struck out his first time up. White Sox with a flurry of hits here, and we were just starting to tell the story about Berríos' first outing this year in Baltimore, and officially a 3-hit shutout, but you tend to forget that he went into the 9th inning with just 1 hit allowed, and that was somewhat of a controversial official scorer's ruling. Rosario went back on a ball on the warning track, and it's a ball that Eddie would tell you he should have caught. He didn't, and it went for a double back in the 3rd inning, I believe it was.
Right.
And then Chance Sisco bunted for the 2nd hit, and then the Orioles got another hit. We have a bit of a delay here, so it ended up being a 3-hit shutout.
I think they may want to look at this and pick off the first. Tilson. A sweeping tag by Morrison. He thought he had him, but
yeah, they're going to challenge it here in the 6th inning. They're going to challenge whether Berríos picked off Tilson. Anyway, getting one final comment on the Baltimore game. It was a 3-hit shutout, but Berríos entered the 9th with 1 questionable hit on the board.
The final score of that ball game, 7-0, exactly where it's at right here. May got the palm of his hand again. You know, base stealers or base runners, when they dive back into the bag, they don't want to put their fingers into that bag. They'll do it with their palm. I think that's what they're looking at, and then putting their fingers on top of the bag.
Nice way to break a thumb if you do it otherwise.
That's why we see a lot of the runners now use the mittens, the oven mittens, so they can go back in finger first. Take another look right here. Berríos, quick throw over. Tilson getting back, but the sweeping tag might be out.
I just flipped a coin. I think they're going to call him out. That's about how accurate my predictions are. A couple of other games going on here, and the crew chief says safe at first. So no pickoff, and the Twins have lost their challenge. And Thompson will bat now with a 1-0 count.
Berríos has been able to get 3 ground ball outs.
High fly to deep right center field. Robbie Grossman still in the outfield grass, makes the catch for the first out. And back to the top of the order now, and Yoan Moncada.
Yoan Moncada, the second baseman.
Moncada fouled out to Escobar to start the ball game. Then he popped up to Dozier in the 4th. Swing and a miss.
Good breaking ball there.
Berríos in search of win number 7. And if the Twins win this game, it would be an important one, given what the last 2 games of not only what the results have been, but how the team has played. And the fact of the matter is, the Twins were lucky to win the first game of the doubleheader on Tuesday. And a couple of flat games, and so far a much better one here today. And over the inside corner with 93 miles per hour. Counts 1-2, so Escobar will trot to the right side of the infield.
Remember yesterday's ball game, Okada got called out 3 times on pitches that were inside. Twice as a left-handed hitter, once as a right-handed hitter. And Wilson again creeping inside.
Hit to the gap in right center field. And it'll hit the wall hard. Lamar falls down. Now they're going to wave the runner Tilson around, and he will score, and the White Sox are on the board. And now 4 of the last 5 batters have gotten hits against Barrios.
He tried to go back in again. Makata treaded him. He opened up quickly, picked up his 12th double, and drove in his 22nd run. Now Lamar did a good job of playing the carom. You see, he wanted that ball up exactly, but too much of the plate. Lamar plays the carom and then slips right there, but gets it back in as quick as he can. But the speed of Tilson scores from first base.
Tilson got aboard when the leadoff single bounced out of Lamar's glove. Runner at second, 1 down, and now Yolmer Sanchez. And Barrios wants to stop the rally in its tracks here. Sanchez with a couple of ground balls to Dozier. Swing and a miss.
Why it's so hard to pitch a shutout. Yeah, I mean, he was breezing, you know, 2 outs in the 4th inning, a couple hits, and all of a sudden 4 hits of the last 5 batters he's faced. This will be pitch number 75 for Jose Barrios.
And strikeout number 7. Sanchez going down for the 2nd out of the inning.
On his first start in Chicago here against Chicago, he had a season high 11 strikeouts. Picks up number 7 right there. Good breaking ball. He struck out 11 in a ball game 3 times in his career. This is his 52nd career start.
Now Abreu. It's the same pitch Abreu struck out on in the 4th inning, and he opens the 6th inning at bat with a breaking ball and a big swing and a miss. This one stroked down the left field line. It'll drop for a hit, score another run. Abreu reaching across the plate. Here's the throw to second base, and Abreu's in with a double, and it's a 7-2 ball game. And again, the White Sox completely befuddled by Barrios through 4 2/3 innings. And now they've had 5 hits in their last 7 at bats.
Yeah, Garvin Alston, the pitching coach, out to talk to Barrios. It's a breaking ball, but he left it up. Abreu is such a good hitter, but a great effort right here by Rosario, getting that off the wall and then showing off that strong arm, making it a lot closer than probably a lot of left fielders would make that close.
Well, given what's happened here in the 6th inning, you need to kind of shine the light on Capra's decision to send Narvaez at the end of the 5th inning. They were down 7-0 at the time, and it wasn't even close. Narvaez was out by 10 feet. As he challenged Rosario's arm. And now here in the 6th inning, a single and a pair of doubles, 2 away, and it's a 7-2 ball game. And the batter is the powerful Daniel Palka.
Palka struck out a couple times.
Strike 1 with a breaking ball. We've seen Barrios do that more often today than I think in any of his 12 prior starts. Breaking balls for first pitch strikes.
And he's thrown more breaking balls this inning than he had in the first 5.
Fouled back. There's a fastball at 93, and it's 0-2.
Left it out over the plate, though. Wilson wanted that ball inside. And we showed you at the top of the show, fastballs 63% of the time, the curveball and the changeup. See that ball right down the middle. He got away with that one.
2 strikes to Palka. Half swing. Nope. 1-2. 80th pitch of the afternoon for Berrios. There it is on the outside corner. Berrios jumps off the mound, frustrated with how the inning went, but it's still a 7-2 Twins lead. Of the world. Absolutely gorgeous day for baseball. The scoreboard looks pretty good too. 7-2 Twins as we go to the bottom of the 6th. James Shields still out there for the White Sox. Adrianza has scored a couple of runs. A home run in the 2nd, a 2-out walk in the 4th, and then a run scored. Strike 1.
Yeah, Shields out there. He had 83 going into the 5th inning. He only needed 5 pitches to get 3 quick outs last inning. So 89, this will be pitch number 90 for James Shields.
Weak ground ball. Rondon throws to Abreu, 1 away. We'll bring up Wilson. If you're game for a little excitement, head to foxsportsnorth.com and submit a photo and message for the opportunity to be featured in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle during our broadcast and receive $100 in scratch tickets. With the Minnesota Lottery, every day is game day. Here's Wilson. Walked in the 2nd, poked a single to right, and scored in the 4th. Up and in, ball 1. Angels open up a series tomorrow. The Twins will not have to face Shohei Ohtani on the mound. And there's some question as to when he'll be able to pitch again against anybody, because he left the game yesterday because of a blister. And Twins, having seen Ohtani put on quite a show in Anaheim, are hoping that somehow that blister will keep him from swinging a bat in the series. No, I read an interesting article. I found it interesting anyway, about why the baseball's aerodynamically have been going farther the last couple of years, and why blister problems have been more prevalent. And basically the article studied, measured, analyzed, and found that the stitches are wider, and they're wondering whether that somehow might not account for both the extended flight of the baseballs the last couple of years and the fact that there seem to be more chronic blister problems in baseball than there've ever been before. All right, there's a baseball, and somebody did some research taking the ball apart and comparing it to baseballs in the past, and they actually found that the width of the stitches, the seams, well, actually the stitches, not the seams, is a little bit wider now, and somehow maybe that would make it a little more mobile, shall we say.
I have a baseball up here, and I'll tell you what, I don't quite, I mean, all baseballs are a little bit different, believe it or not. You know, you can get one ball that feels a little bit big and other ones are smaller, but the seams of the baseball on the ball that I have, 108 stitches around the baseball to make it look like this. But I don't understand quite what they mean that it's a little bit wider. To me, it feels the same.
Okay.
So
well, the last time we did this, you fired the ball over my right ear.
Can I?
Yeah.
There you go. I got it. There it is. I'll get it. Don't worry.
2 down, and Brian Dozier will hit. I appreciate. What'd you do? Did you break it? I appreciate the research because from where we sit, it sure seems like there are more home runs and the ball is traveling farther, and then you read about all these pitchers that, and I'm sure blister problems have always been an issue. You're gripping a baseball and you're putting a lot of pressure on the seams, but it just seems like we're reading more and more about that now.
All I heard was that it's tighter. They're sewn it tighter, but if it's tighter, then you would think that the stitches would be closer together if it's a tighter baseball.
1-1 to Dozier. That's grounded to third, picked up by Sanchez, and Shields has a 1-2-3 6th inning.
Very good. It has given up a couple runs, and the runs have come here in the last inning, in the 6th inning, but you got a lot of run support. Escobar with a 2-run home run in the first, Adrianza in a solo in the second, and then a big 3-run home run off the bat of Eddie Rosario in the 4th inning.
And Barrios, who gave up a flurry of hits at the end of the 5th and through the 6th inning, would like to get back to a 1-2-3 7th. He's got Matt Davidson in the box to lead things off. And strike one. Davidson with a pop up to short and fly to right, and then it'll be Narvaez and Rondon.
This is a big inning for Barrios right here. You'd like to have a quick inning so he can get into the 8th. So challenging him right there with a fastball. 83 pitches, 60 for strikes.
0-2. Good take by Davidson. That pitch just missed the outside corner. Two and two. Our good friend Jim Cott is on Twitter, and he offered a solution for blister problems today. Get a smooth rock and just, while you're in the dugout or whatever, keep rubbing the contact points of your fingers against the rock to develop a callus, and then you won't have the blister problem. And to me, that just makes all the sense in the world. An old school remedy for blister problems. Sure beats some of the other remedies I've heard. There's a pitch right down the middle. 95, which I don't think we've seen that velocity on a fastball since the first or second inning.
Yep, strikeout number 9, and Davidson. Don't know what he's looking for. That ball right down the heart of the plate, but good velocity. So Berríos utilizing that pitching rubber, driving off of it. Davidson knew it.
And line foul over the head of McCaffrey. 1 strike to Narvaez. Now, you never had blister problems, did you? I mean,
yeah, I did. I used to build a callus on my thumb, and then I'd always shave that down, but then more on my middle finger because of the pressure point of releasing that baseball.
This one hooked into the corner, and that'll be down for a hit. And Grossman picks it up. They're going to try to go to second base. Here's the throw on target, and he's out.
They overslid the bag.
And the White Sox are running themselves out of any chance of coming back in this game. An out at home, and now an out at second base. Both times Narvaez has been thrown out.
Yeah, good job by Grossman out in right field, playing to Karam and then getting it back in as quick as he can. Brian Dozier, Adrianza keeping the glove on the runner, and that's what you have to do. Now he's safe right here. He beat the throw, but watch, slid past the bag.
Yeah. So we all recognize that look, don't we? That Narvaez gave the second base umpire the look you gave in school when you got caught looking at, the desk next to you for an answer on a test. You never did that, though, did you?
Oh, heavens no. What's a test?
Well, in the first school I went to, we had a total of 7 kids in the whole school. We really had to be good if we were going to cheat on the test. Fly to right. Grossman comes in, puts it away, and the inning ends.
Quick inning. Good.
Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. 7-2 Twins in front. Jose Berríos has been very, very good here this afternoon. And the Twins have hit 3 home runs. That helps too. Berríos hopes to go out and finish the 8th, maybe even the 9th inning. We'll see what happens. And the White Sox finally take James Shields out of the ball game, and he had a nice couple innings after the 4-run 4th.
Xavier Cedeno making his White Sox debut.
Just called him up for today's game.
He's pitched in with the Houston Astros, the Washington Nationals, and the last 2.5 years with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Aaron Bummer option to Charlotte, and Cedeno is here, and it'll be Eddie Rosario who will lead off the 7th inning. Rosario with a double and a 3-run home run against James Shields earlier. Ball 1. One and 0.
Cedeno, 31 years old, from Puerto Rico. A couple of guys from Puerto Rico facing each other. Signed as a free agent over the winter by the White Sox.
Rosario trying for another home run. Very high and to the backstop. 3-1. The 2018 Camping World MLB All-Star Ballot is now open and exclusively online. Make sure your favorite Twins are represented on this year's team by voting at twinsbaseball.com/vote. Catch all the excitement of the 89th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard July 17th from Washington, D.C. Nationals Park, live on Fox. A leadoff walk for Rosario here in the 7th.
Rosario on base for the 3rd time.
And now Escobar, he's got 2 hits today, including a home run that started the scoring in the 1st inning.
Now Escobar hitting as a right-handed hitter against the left-hander Cedeno.
Strike on the outside corner. He's not on the list yet of Twins players who've homered from both sides of the plate in the same game. Jorge Polanco did it with against the White Sox. A game started by James Shields, and Polanco hit one against Shields, and then they went to a left-handed reliever by the name of Aaron Bummer, and Polanco hit a home run right-handed in that game. Well, Bummer would be the guy, except that they sent him down for this guy. So this all weaves together.
The stars are aligned.
And Escobar instead ruins the whole premise and grounds into a double play. Now you got to give me some props, I think, because I said on the air that we were going to see something really extraordinary here today, that this was something really notable was going to happen, and Barrios took a perfect game almost through the 5th inning.
Well, this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins.
It's not notable at all. You read that every game.
I know.
So Barrios lost the perfect game, the no-hitter, and eventually the shutout. And so then I was trying to, promote the home run from each side of the plate, right? That didn't happen either.
There's something else that's going to happen to you today.
Now we've seen Morrison do that before. Only 3 men bat in the 7th inning. last couple days have been. And now Barrios with 7 innings of 6-hit ball, allowing a couple of runs, hoping to at least finish the 8th, maybe the 9th inning as well. There is no activity in the Twins bullpen.
Yeah, 91 pitches, 64 for strikes, no walks in the ball game. Not surprising with 9 strikeouts. Again, he came in with only 14 walks in his first 12 starts.
Strike 1.
Had a quick 7th inning on only 10 pitches. We're able to get the 3 outs.
Tilson singled and scored his last time up, trying to bunt his way aboard, but was thrown out by Barrios in the 3rd. Bounced toward the right side. Morrison gets the second hop. Barrios right where he should be, 1 away. You know, his expressions today and his demeanor today seems so much more relaxed, and you know, tension was building through the middle innings. My goodness, he had a perfect game going, but he just seems completely in control of his pitches, his emotions, everything.
Just shows a lot of confidence. I think that's the big key word right there. Just, you know, he comes out, he knows what he expects out of himself.
He's really thrown more off-speed pitches today than I think in any other start he's had.
I think the first couple innings he established the fastball. Then he's mixing in that 2-seam fastball, like that runner right there that ran in on Thompson. The 4-seamer away, the changeup.
But isn't that what you're supposed to do? Isn't that how you're supposed to do it?
That's the way the book you have it, but doesn't always work that way.
2-1. Bouncer to short. And out number 2. Mentioned the Twins will not have to face Shohei Ohtani on the mound. He pitched last night, but they will have to face Garrett Richards, Tyler Skaggs, and Nick Tropiano. And the Angels have been getting good starting pitching. The bullpen's been pretty good the last week too. It's the Mall of America Series probables: a night game, a day game, and a day game.
Coming into today's play, Angels on a 4-game winning streak. They're trying to catch the Seattle Mariners, surprising Seattle Mariners and the Astros.
Strike 1, pitch number 99. And now 1-1. Barrios with the only complete game for the Twins. And we'll have to wait and see first if he can get through the 8th inning, of course, but then whether he'll be asked to finish off a complete game.
I hope so.
All center field, and Lamar drifts back. He's thrown 100 pitches through 8. The Twins comfortably in front.
in Twins Live presented by CenturyLink. Also Eddie Rosario with a double and a home run and a runner thrown out at the plate. Good all-around game. We'll hear from manager Paul Molitor. And fans, you can go to our Fox Sports North Facebook page at the end of this game for the Twins' final pitch. It's presented by Prism Research. We'll recap today's game and preview the upcoming Angels series. So check it out on our Facebook page after the game, Dick and Burton.
Yeah, you'd have to say that Barrios has been fantastic through 8 innings, and Eddie Rosario's had a good day at the plate and in the field with the 3-run home run and the assist. And we'll look forward to hearing from Paul Molitor in the post-game show.
You talk about the home runs, Rosario, but the defense, I think, today, too, was very crisp. And that's what I think Paul was kind of upset about more, I think, the way they went about their business on the field rather than at the bat.
This is a team that has some very talented players, but regardless of how much talent you have, you do have to play with an edge, a sharpness, and that has not been there the last 2 games and has been there today. 2-0 now to Grossman, then Garver and Lamar.
And Chris Beck out to look for 3 outs in the 8th inning, making his 14th relief appearance. Hard-throwing right-hander. Beck in his 4th season with the White Sox. Started in the minor leagues, called up in late April.
Flair to left. Tilson puts it away, 1 down.
Beck, 27 years old, White Sox number 2 pick in 2012 out of Georgia Southern University.
Wonderful state of North Dakota bringing you the box score. And the top of the lineup, bottom of the lineup, bookending a really good day at the plate.
Yeah, total 8 hits, 3 home runs.
Garver 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and a pop up to first.
3 home runs, couple doubles in those 8 hits.
Down and away, ball 1. On the outside corner.
At 97. Beck did a lot of starting in the minor leagues, but up here with the White Sox basically out of the bullpen.
Replay brought to you by Carrier. Half swing and strike 2.
Good hard slider there. Talk about the spin rate in it. That's a good spin, great location on that slider.
Bouncer to third. Sanchez has it. Over to Abreu, 2 down. We'll bring up Ryan Lamar. Lamar 0 for 3, but he did hit a warning track fly ball to center field his last time up.
Attendance today, 21,469.
Strike at the knees, 98. To be done with the White Sox for a while till they're at the next road trip. With the road trip after that, the end of this month, they'll be spending a week in Chicago. 3 against the White Sox, and then immediately after that, 3 at Wrigley Field against the Cubs. And Lamar drives a hard base hit to the gap in left center. It'll be an extra base hit. And he goes into second with a 2-out double.
Lamar with his 4th double. talked about Lamar, you know, he needed an extra base hit. Never had an extra base hit on this homestand. He now picked up 4.
His last 4 hits, I think, have all been doubles, haven't they? Here is Adrianza. He's got a homer, a walk, and a run scored, and a bouncer to short. Outside, ball 1. And a chopper to Abreu. Beck covers the bag. And that wraps up the bottom of the 8th inning. See if Barrios can pick up his and the team's second complete game win of the year. Jose Barrios delivers a swing and a miss, strike 1. His first start of the year was a 3-hit complete game in Baltimore, and he has a chance to get another complete game, although not a shutout, here this afternoon. 1 strike.
Oh, what you do basically, you give your bullpen the day off. A rarity.
And that's dribbled foul, 2 strikes.
You know, there's only been really 1 inning that he pitched under duress, and that was in the 6th inning when they scored a couple runs. Other than that, pitch count has been outstanding. Even in that 6th inning, he needed only 17 pitches when he faced 6 batters. And the White Sox scored the 2 runs.
Bouncer to second. Dozier out of his slide, throws him out. Good play by Brian Dozier, 1 away.
Very nice play by Brian. Again, the defense a lot crisper here today than it was in last night's ball game. You know, Barrios works quick. Your defense going to be a little bit crisper because they don't know how you're going to get that ball. Dozier slide, gets up quickly, gets the out at first.
So far this year, there have been a total of 16 complete games in the American League. James Paxton, Carlos Carrasco each have 2. Barrios, one of 12 pitchers with a complete game, and that's it in the American League. 1 strike to Abreu.
Yeah, Abreu got a high breaking ball and drove in a run in the 6th inning. Good.
Oh,
ball
2.
down and in. 9 strikeouts for Barrios.
Flurry of hits and the 2 Chicago runs late in the 5th through the 6th, but since then Barrios has gotten back into dominant form. 2 down.
And strikeout number 10. So Barrios early on attacked with the strike zone. Then we saw the breaking ball, the changeup. There's the fastballs. A little extra on that. Good breaking ball there. Good breaking ball for a strikeout. Moving fastball. Working all 4 corners of the plate. And right there, just overpowering Abreu middle in.
Palka takes ball 1. He has struck out 3 times against Barrios. A small victory for him just to put the ball in play. And he does to right field, sending it deep, but not deep enough. Jose Barrios, razor sharp, as his 2nd complete game.
Well, that's the way the game's supposed to be played. You give the ball to the starter at the beginning of the game and says, you know what, it's yours until the game is over.
You're such a dinosaur.
I know, the dinosaur. Well, this young man, nice going, Jose Barrios. A complete game, his 2nd career complete game. Twins split this series at 2 apiece.
Tom Hanneman, the Twins needed a pick-me-up, and they got it from the lineup, but they really got it on the mound from Jose Barrios.
Dick, no question about it. On this day, the baseball was as perfect as the weather, thanks to Jose Barrios. Up next on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We'll talk about Jose's day, what Eddie Rosario and others did at the plate, and hear from Paul Molitor.